Men over 60, listen closely. What I'm about to share could be the critical turning point between a life of ease and one plagued by debilitating prostate issues. Countless men are unknowingly engaging in daily habits that are systematically wrecking their prostate health. Today, I will unveil the 10 most treacherous habits silently causing your prostate to enlarge. The habit at the top of our list is so deceptively common, you're likely doing it this very moment, completely unaware of the devastating impact. Do you find yourself waking repeatedly throughout the night, needing the bathroom? Do you experience difficulty starting or stopping the flow of urine? Or perhaps you're haunted by that persistent feeling of a bladder that never truly empties. These are undeniable red flags that your prostate could be dangerously enlarging. And crucially, this isn't merely a consequence of aging. The stark reality is that specific elements of your daily routine are actively speeding up this damaging process. In my medical practice, I've counseled hundreds of men who arrived at my clinic in sheer desperation, some even suffering from acute urinary retention, all because they dismissed these vital warning signs for far too long. Conversely, I've also witnessed men in their 80s enjoying life free from any prostate discomfort, precisely because they made timely, positive changes to their habits. The stark difference between a life of comfort and one of suffering often hinges on these seemingly minor, everyday details. Let's embark on our countdown of the 10 most perilous habits for your prostate. Kicking off at number 10, insufficient water intake. It's a common trap for mature men, restricting water to lessen those nightly bathroom visits. However, this strategy dangerously backfires. When your body is deprived of adequate water, your urine becomes highly concentrated and acidic, a potent irritant to both your bladder and your prostate. Don't forget, the prostate sits directly beneath the bladder. When one is distressed, the other inevitably shares the burden. Chronic dehydration ignites inflammation, and inflammation is a primary driver of prostate enlargement. Compounding this, many men in this age group are on medications that can induce dehydration, further exacerbating the issue. A dehydrated system also struggles to flush out toxins, placing your entire urinary tract under duress. Over time, this insidious damage culminates in an enlarged prostate and progressively severe urinary symptoms. The remedy? It's refreshingly simple. Sip water consistently throughout your day, even when you don't feel parched. Aim for urine that is clear or a very pale yellow, the hallmark of proper hydration. Embrace water. It is your most powerful natural defender against prostate issues. Habit number 9. Prolonged sitting. I understand, especially after 60, that comfortable armchair becomes increasingly inviting. However, spending hours seated could be harming your prostate in ways you might not even suspect. When you remain in one position for extended periods, particularly sitting, you create constant pressure in your pelvic region. This pressure restricts blood flow to the prostate, fostering inflammation and contributing directly to its enlargement. Men who spend their days predominantly sitting, whether watching TV, reading, or working, face a significantly higher risk of developing prostatic issues. This isn't about shunning rest, it's about avoiding prolonged immobility. Furthermore, your pelvic floor muscles weaken with inactivity, making it harder to completely empty your bladder. This leads to residual urine, further irritating the prostate. A simple yet powerful rule: stand up every 30 minutes and walk for at least 2 minutes. It could be a short trip to the kitchen for water or a quick stroll around your home. This simple movement keeps your blood circulating and alleviates pressure on the prostate. Don't let a sedentary lifestyle silently sabotage your future health. Habit number 8. Excessive caffeine. That beloved coffee ritual. I know it's sacred, but overindulging in coffee and other caffeinated drinks could be aggravating your prostate far more than you realize. Caffeine is a natural diuretic, meaning it increases urine production, thereby overloading your bladder. It also causes the muscles around your bladder to contract more frequently, leading to urgency and even potential leakage. For anyone with an already sensitive or enlarged prostate, this added strain is a significant concern. But the impact doesn't stop there. Caffeine also tightens the muscles at the bladder neck, making complete emptying difficult. The consequence: more retained urine in the bladder, increased pressure on the prostate, heightened inflammation, and greater discomfort. I'm not suggesting you abandon coffee entirely, but moderation is absolutely key. 1 cup in the morning is generally fine, but multiple cups throughout the day can be detrimental. Try swapping that second coffee for a decaffeinated or herbal tea. Pay attention to whether your urinary symptoms improve. Sometimes, these small adjustments yield truly remarkable differences. Habit number 7. Overly spicy and processed foods. While rich flavors are a culinary delight, excesses can be detrimental to your prostate. Highly spicy and processed foods are notorious for triggering silent inflammation throughout your body. Excessive black pepper and fiery sauces can escalate bodily inflammation, directly impacting the prostate. An occasional spicy dish isn't a major concern, but daily consumption can severely irritate an already sensitive prostate. Processed foods. They represent an even greater threat. Think chips, cured meats, frozen meals, and fast food, all laden with preservatives, artificial colorings, excessive sodium, and unhealthy fats. These components not only undermine your overall health but also disrupt your hormonal balance. Excess salt, for instance, leads to fluid retention, putting strain on your entire urinary system. Meanwhile, unhealthy fats and chemical additives can interfere with testosterone levels, a hormone that directly influences prostate size. If your meals predominantly come from packages rather than fresh ingredients, your prostate is likely bearing the cost. Make it a priority to embrace natural, anti-inflammatory foods, fresh vegetables, fruits, fish, and nuts. A healthy diet doesn't have to be bland, it simply needs to be balanced. Habit number 6. Delaying urination. We've all done it, held back the urge to urinate because we're busy or far from a restroom. But making this a regular practice can inflict serious damage on your prostate. When you retain urine for extended periods, your bladder overstretches, exerting pressure on the prostate situated directly beneath it. Over time, this leads to irritation and swelling of the prostatic tissue. Mature men are particularly susceptible because the muscles governing bladder and prostate control naturally weaken with age. Furthermore, habitually holding urine can result in incomplete bladder emptying later on, leaving stagnant urine behind. This residual urine creates an ideal breeding ground for bacteria and inflammation, potentially triggering infections that further aggravate the prostate and fuel its growth. To safeguard your prostate, heed your body's signals. Do not postpone bathroom visits, especially if you already contend with sleep disturbances or nighttime. Urgency. Answering nature's call as soon as you feel the need is one of your most effective defenses. Remember, your bladder and prostate are a team. If one endures stress, the other feels the impact. Habit number 5. Smoking or exposure to secondhand smoke. Cigarettes are one of the most formidable adversaries to your prostate health. And even if you're a non-smoker, regular exposure to secondhand smoke is profoundly harmful. The toxic chemicals in cigarette smoke constrict blood flow, intensify inflammation, and damage delicate tissues, including those of the prostate. Smoking also escalates oxidative stress, crippling your body's natural repair mechanisms. Over time, this destructive process leads to prostatic inflammation, glandular enlargement, and even an elevated risk of prostate cancer. For mature men, this damage accumulates at an accelerated rate. Furthermore, smoking depletes essential antioxidant levels in your body, weakening your natural defenses against prostate ailments. Even if you quit smoking years ago, consistent exposure to secondhand smoke can still compromise your health. If you currently smoke, please speak with your doctor about cessation strategies. Support therapies, nicotine replacement, and even natural treatments can be incredibly helpful. The benefits of quitting manifest almost immediately. Within weeks, your circulation improves, inflammation subsides, and your prostate can begin its healing journey. If you've never smoked, rigorously avoid all exposure to smoke. This one simple decision can secure years of improved prostate health. Habit number 4. Avoiding medical checkups. Far too many men only seek medical attention when a problem becomes truly bothersome, but this reactive approach is fraught with danger, particularly after the age of 60. Your prostate can enlarge stealthily, often without any obvious symptoms in its initial stages. Regular consultations are crucial for early detection, catching issues before they escalate into serious conditions. A straightforward checkup can unveil early signs of inflammation, infection, or abnormal growths that aren't yet causing discomfort. Examinations like the digital rectal exam, DRE, and PSA test are quick, minimally invasive, and can be life-saving. Skipping these routine appointments means forfeiting the opportunity for vital preventative action. Some men may feel awkward discussing urinary concerns, but the sooner you voice them, the more natural treatment options you'll have available. Postponing consultations can allow minor issues to develop into severe complications, such as urinary retention or prostatic infections. Visiting your doctor at least annually to discuss your prostate health isn't just for peace of mind, it's a powerful tool for prevention. And if something is identified early, lifestyle modifications are often sufficient, negating the need for medications or surgery. Don't wait until your symptoms become unbearable. Preventative care is the most intelligent habit any mature man can cultivate. Habit number 3: excessive red meat consumption. While red meat may be a staple for many, daily indulgence could be silently contributing to prostate enlargement. Extensive research indicates that high consumption of red meat, particularly processed varieties like bacon, sausage, and cold cuts, is strongly linked to increased systemic inflammation, including within the prostate. The saturated fats and chemical compounds utilized in processing are major culprits. These can disrupt your hormonal equilibrium and elevate oxidative stress, thereby inflaming the prostate. In mature adults, digestion typically slows, and red meat takes longer to process. This sluggish digestion can contribute to weight gain and increased pressure in the pelvic area. You don't need to become a vegetarian overnight, but reducing your red meat intake to once or twice a week can make a substantial positive impact. Opt instead for lean proteins such as fish, grilled chicken, or legumes. Embrace more plant-based meals rich in fiber, like hearty lentil soups or bean-based dishes. These dietary shifts actively support prostate health and enhance digestion. Your body will reward you with fewer symptoms, increased energy, and better long-term prostatic function. Habit number 2: carrying excess abdominal weight. As we age, that extra weight around the midsection isn't merely a cosmetic concern. It's a significant warning sign for potential prostate problems. Abdominal fat, or visceral fat, actively produces inflammatory chemicals that circulate throughout your body, directly affecting the prostate. This persistent, low-grade inflammation irritates the prostate, contributes to its enlargement, and elevates your risk of urinary issues. Men with larger waistlines are statistically more likely to experience an enlarged prostate, frequent nighttime urination, and even erectile difficulties. Excess weight also throws your hormones off balance, particularly testosterone and estrogen, which directly influence prostate size. The solution isn't about radical dieting, but rather about slow, sustainable improvements. Incorporating a short daily walk, practicing portion control, and reducing sugar intake can begin to melt away that dangerous abdominal fat. Losing even a few pounds can lead to a noticeable alleviation of urinary symptoms. And remember, abdominal fat also exerts physical pressure on your bladder and pelvic organs, further compounding the stress on your prostate. Maintaining a healthy waistline, generally under 40 inches, or 100 centimeters, is one of the most effective long-term strategies for safeguarding your prostate health. And now, the number one most overlooked, yet arguably the most dangerous habit of all: unmanaged chronic stress. Chronic stress is a silent incendiary for your prostate. When you are persistently anxious, tense, or worried, your body is flooded with stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, these hormones trigger widespread inflammation, induce muscle tension, and create hormonal imbalances that directly assault your prostate. Stress causes a tightening of the pelvic muscles, constricting vital blood flow and irritating the nerves surrounding the prostate. It also compromises your immune function, making it harder for your body to combat inflammation or fend off infections. Mature men often carry their stress silently. Financial anxieties, family concerns, health issues, it all accumulates. The devastating result can be more frequent urination, pain, urgency, and prostate swelling. But here is the empowering news: this is within your control. Simple, consistent practices like daily deep breathing, light exercise, gentle stretching, and even just 10 minutes of quiet contemplation each day can dramatically lower your stress levels. Laughter, meaningful social connections, and quality sleep are potent medicine for both your mind and your prostate. Managing stress isn't just about feeling better mentally, it's about profound physical healing from the inside out. This single change has the power to significantly diminish your symptoms and halt the progression of prostate enlargement naturally. It is, without a doubt, the most powerful step you can take today towards a healthier, more comfortable life. Now that you're armed with the knowledge of these 10 habits that silently sabotage your prostate, the crucial question is, what will you do starting today? These aren't just minor adjustments. They are potent, life-altering steps that can spare you months, even years, of discomfort, restless nights, and unnecessary medications. If you are over 60, the time for decisive action is unequivocally now. Do not wait for your symptoms to escalate. Begin by committing to change just one habit this week. Perhaps it's drinking more water, incorporating a little more movement into your day, or saying no to that extra serving of processed meat. Every single action counts. Your prostate won't heal overnight, but by embracing the right habits with steadfast consistency, you empower your body to achieve remarkable healing. Remember, you are not alone on this journey. Equipped with the right information, it is never too late to take control of your well-being. Nurture your prostate, and it will, in turn, support you for years to come.